Alright, so today I want to react to this. It's the Week 14 playoff picture rooting guide. So the teams we need to win this week the most. Who should we root for? And obviously the number one thing we should be rooting for happened last night, which is the New England Patriots. Bill Belichick getting his 301st NFL win because they beat the Pittsburgh Squealers. Let's go, baby. Yep, the Squealers lost, which even makes me think more why Week 16 we're going to beat them. So, let's go. Alright, so other than the Steelers losing their game, the first game we need... Patriots, that's the first game on the list here. The second game is the Texans. Keep in mind, guys, the Texans did beat us head-to-head, so we need them to lose on Sunday. We don't play the Jets, but the Jets right now are kind of going downhill. And if we look at our playoff seeding here, if we beat the Colts on Sunday, right, we sit at a 16% chance to make the playoffs. If the Jets win and beat the Texans, we then sit at a solid 18% chance to make the playoffs. So that's the first team we need to lose on Sunday. Is going to be a 1 o'clock game. While we also do play at 1 o'clock, it's going to be this Texans versus Jets game. So I don't know how they're going to win, but we need them to win in any way possible. Come on, New York. Get the job done here. The second game is Jacksonville. Now, it looked like Trevor Lawrence might completely miss this game, but maybe potentially not, which is crazy to say this right now, but he was throwing in practice, and his high ankle sprain, it looks like it's maybe over dramatic size. Just a tad bit over dramatic size, which I'm okay with right now because we need them to beat Cleveland, okay? Listen, if Texans lose and Jacksonville wins, Jacksonville, we want you. Take the AFC South, bro. Take the AFC South. We're fine with that. We just want to get into the playoffs here. So, Cleveland loses, Jacksonville wins. What does that mean for us? Well, that means that we go up 2 percentage points. We're at 20% chance to make the playoffs if Jacksonville wins their game and Cleveland loses. All right, next game. This sucks so bad. We'll go to root for the Chiefs. We'll go to root for the Chiefs. Okay, we gotta root for the Chiefs, okay? We gotta vote for them. We gotta vote for them. I mean, Bills could win, like, another game. I don't think it really matters that much. I don't know if we have to root for this team. Like, technically speaking, yes, it would give... Let me see. What is it if we... I mean, it's only 2 percentage points. Like, I would rather see the Chiefs lose. I'd rather see the Chiefs lose this game. And let's just stay those 2 percentage points back. Just, can the Chiefs lose and we just have 2 percentage points less? Like, I'm okay with that at the end of the day. I'm not gonna... Alright, Chiefs win. How do we go down 1%? Hang on, let me do more simulations. Let's see if this changes. It should change it, hopefully. No, it really wants 19%. I mean, it doesn't really matter too much if the Chiefs win. Well, actually, it does matter a lot. If the Bills win, we go down a couple percentage points because the Bills will have that wild card. So we do need the Chiefs, and this time it went up to 21%. It does, as you can see, 114,270 simulations every single time I click something that happens. So it changes around, but 21% chance if that happens. I guess I'll root for the Chiefs to win. I hate saying that. I don't really hate the Bills. We own the Bills, so I'm okay with the Bills. The Chargers. I feel bad to do this. I feel bad to root for the Chargers over the Bills. Over the Broncos, though. Because Brandon Perna has been through too much pain and suffering and misery, man. He's almost a Bengals fan at this point. Although, he did curse us. You remember, he cursed us versus the Ravens. And we ended up losing Joe Burrow. I don't forget those things, Perna. So maybe this is like justification. Although Brandon Staley literally said that they're going to stop using Austin Eckler so much because they feel like he's the problem in the run game. And it's not Brandon Staley as the problem. Charge and the Chargers losing would be so nice. All right, Chargers win. If the Chargers win their game, we move up to around a 21% chance to go to the playoffs after this week. Let's go to more simulations. Let's see if this changes. I'm going to select 22%. So 22% is the highest we're probably going to get. So 22% after this week, we could be looking at the playoffs percentage points. And obviously, we beat the Vikings. We're now going to go up to 2%, 33%. The following week, we need the Titans to beat the Texans. We need Lions to beat the Broncos. We need Raiders to beat the Chargers. Bears beat the Browns. Cowboys beat the Bills. Now, of course, looking at this is really about, like, again, if every dream scenario happens. Now, of course, these don't all have to happen. If other things happen in other weeks, we're fine. But this is everything happens correctly. If everything happens correctly, as I said, I think in the video yesterday, we could, theoretically speaking, Patriots beat Broncos, Browns beat Texans, Falcons beat Colts, Bills beat Chargers, Commanders beat Jets, Chiefs beat Raiders. We could literally be sitting at a 93% chance to make the playoffs going into our Chiefs week, going into our Kansas City Chiefs week. And our week, and that game's at 4:25, right? We could be going into that game, if everything works out correctly, we could be going into that Chiefs game at 99, if not almost 100% chance to make the playoffs. Can you imagine that? Saying that phrase a couple weeks ago, when obviously Joe went down, right? And obviously it's awful. But to say a couple weeks ago, we could be sitting at literally 100% chance. It's pretty much 100% chance to make the playoffs going into our Kansas City Chiefs Week 17 game. Meaning that even if we lose that game, right? We could literally rest our starters the following game. As long as Jacksonville beats Tennessee, we could rest everyone in that Browns game if we didn't want to play them, and we could still make the playoffs. That is insane to say that. Like, obviously, yes, we need everything to work out, but again, this is a hypothetical if everything did work out. You know, we could rest our starters in the final week of the season and still make the playoffs, still be okay, still be fine, as long as everything else goes our way. Which, again, the things that need to go away isn't really crazy things. In all honesty, they're not, like, ridiculously crazy, like, oh my gosh, this has to happen. But, I mean, all of these games are logically that could happen. I mean, like, go back up to, okay, Jets beat the Texans. Is that not logical? I think it's possible. The Panthers beat the Texans. Chiefs beat the Bills. That could happen easily. Chargers beat the Broncos. That could happen. Raiders, Chargers, yup, we beat the Vikings, okay. Bears beat the Browns. It's not logical, it's not as logical as other things, but the Bears beat the Vikings, and we thought the Vikings were good. Lions beat the Broncos, plausible. Titans almost beat the Colts. They could beat the Texans. Cowboys beat the Bills, that's logical. We beat the Steelers. Bills beat the Chargers. Falcons beat the Colts. Commanders beat the Jets, that's a little bit, I don't know. Jets aren't really that good. Browns beat the Texans. That might be up there. The defense is good enough to beat the Texans, probably. Patriots beat the Broncos. They just beat the Steelers. Chiefs beat the Raiders. That's very plausible. Patriots beat the Bills. I mean, at that point, the Bills at Week 17, they're out of the playoffs anyway, so they might just say whatever and just not play as good. Colts beat the Raiders. Titans beat the Texans. Seahawks beat the Steelers. Chiefs beat the Bengals. And then, obviously, well, Chiefs beat the Bengals. Not helping us out there. But Jags beat the Titans. Colts lose to the Texans. And then Dolphins beat Bills. I don't think that's illogical to say those scenarios could happen. And we could be in the playoffs and resting our starters as the 6th seed in the last game of the season. Which is crazy to say. In all honesty. With Joe Burrow out for the season, we could be 6th seed going into the playoffs and not have to even try or care about the last week of the season. It's all possible, guys. I'm not saying 100% it's going to happen, but I'm saying that right now we are putting ourselves in the best situation possible, and these next 3 games are going to dictate how everything goes. We win these next 3 games, we're most likely almost, if not guaranteeing ourselves a playoff spot. Tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys next one. Peace.